love that, yes. And I'm very playful. And, you know, very innocent, playful, challenge the status quo, very kid-like, very, all of that, yeah. I guess the question is that, no, the statement, okay, let's go to the statement. So the statement is, within our society, as between the feminine masculine dynamic, feminine has always had the social advantage of being very sociable, yeah? So they do the interaction thing with each other very well.
Yes.
Yeah? And of course the men traditionally would go out and they would hunt and, you know, they'd punch each other up and, you know, entrap, you know, some helpless animal or whatever else, yeah? Or whatever that was, whatever variation of that is, right?
Yeah.
So I'll admit that, you know, in the world at the moment there is a lot of issue with women who are very aggressive towards other women in the form of bitchiness or whatever else, yeah? But there's also a real manipulation that goes on in the home environment. And that's not just between lovers or partners, but that's relationships between lots of significant others, whether that's brother, sister, cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever that might be. I guess I'm talking about primarily the home unit, but in, I guess, the extended family unit as well, wherever that occurs. We're to the point that, as a male, you know, watching your videos, you're like, yes, you know, the masculine is really generous. And I'm like, yeah, I totally resonate with that, yeah? At the same time, there's been points in my life where I felt like, you know, wow, you know, I've been so very generous with a significant female in my life, and yet I feel so thoroughly abused and so thoroughly plotted against, deceived, deliberately so. Yeah.
How does that manifest in like a more tangible way? Because I know you went very general.
Yes.
But I want like a real specific.
So the example that comes to mind is that of my dad, right? So my dad has always been, and this is, I guess, a very traditional kind of role of the caregiver and the provider and all sorts of stuff. And I guess he was very hurt when he sort of came home one day and then my mum's like, well, no, I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore and such like. So I've had that experience, obviously, because it's happened in my family. I've had that self-same experience in my life, probably several times over, which is why I'm sort of here, not only for, you know, myself, but others as well, going, well, what's to go with that?
Is it always a surprise?
Yeah. Okay, so to give context, I guess, being that the feminine is really well versed in societal and social norms, yeah, and interactions, and they pick up on the subtleties.
Yes.
Yes. Whereas guys, you know, the subtleties that they would have, or the conversations that would have with their buddies, you know, punch on the arm or whatever else, and you know, that's sort of the depth or level of. They don't pick up on the subtleties anywhere near as readily or as easily.
What if I told you that isn't true?
Okay, I'd be up for that.
So we have a misconception, which is that females are somehow much better at picking up on energy or picking up on emotions than men, and that's actually not true. The emotional guidance system has absolutely nothing to do with gender. That's not a gender-specific trait. Okay. So what it is that we're socializing boys out of it.
Yeah.
This good news, though, because instead of it being about your biology, about the brute does this and the female does this, what that suggests is that there's room for you to relearn the thing which you came in and it's natural to you. It's the thing you came in with, the thing that's natural, is you to be in tune with subtleties and shifts in energy.
Yes, got it, yeah.
That is definitely not male or female.
Got it, yeah, cool. So I guess then...
How good are you at tuning into the internal world of a woman? Or of a man?
That's, anyway, fairly good.
You're like, not good, good. Which one is it?
I guess it depends on the circumstance.
How am I feeling right now?
Confident.
You're wrong.
Okay. Well, you certainly exude the presence of.
Exactly. But I'm teaching you to see the internal world. Well, so first of all, when you look at me, what do you feel in your own body?
Tightness in the stomach.
Nice.
Yeah.
What might that mean? Certainly not confidence.
No. I guess it's anxiety.
Yeah. Good. So that's you tuning into the internal world that I'm living in. So you'll notice that this isn't gender specific either, but we have a very difficult time as people, no matter where we are from, sharing our internal world with people. So what you'll watch with a couple in general, whether it's man, woman, 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 is that one partner can't share the way that they're feeling and the other partner can't tune into the way they're feeling. And so it's like, we're just going along, everything's fine. Yeah.
That's a fabulous insight, yes.
Yeah, and everyone's going, what the hell? See, now somebody who's real sensitive to that, who is tuned into the internal worlds, would have been like, saw that coming a million miles away.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as a surprise once you're tuned into energy.
Okay. So then I guess the question is, male, female aside,
Yes.
how is it that we can become more in tune with one another to then, I guess, contribute to one another in such a way that that's a everlasting or happily ever after, or whatever that version of whatever that is.
Step one,
Yes.
you work on being incredibly attuned to how you yourself are feeling at all moments. Because unless you do that, you're not going to be able to feel how other people feel. Do you understand, for you guys to feel into another person, you have to be first willing to feel, both positive and negative emotion. So if you're already the type of person who says, I want everything to be going fine because I want to feel good all the time, that's my goal, then you're not going to be willing to feel emotion. So if I look at you and you feel uncomfortable, I'm going to do whatever I can to move away from that because I don't want to feel. Does that make sense? To have a really good, long-lasting relationship with someone, you're going to have to be willing to feel emotion. Yeah, I want that to sink in for a minute, because some of us might be going, wow, that sounds like a really bum deal. I don't really want that in my life. Because most of us, let's be honest, we want relationships so we can feel good. We don't want relationships so we can feel more. Make sense?
Yeah.
But for me, to be able to pick up on what's going on in you, I have to be willing to feel everything. So that first starts with me being willing to feel everything in me. Am I willing to admit to the anxiety? I had a choice just then when I said tune into my internal world. I could have been like, no, I'm really confident right now. I have no anxiety whatsoever. Yeah, maybe I want that to be the case, but it's not the case. So I'm okay to feel the anxiety. Why is the anxiety scare the hell out of someone and not someone else? That's a good question, right? The variable is one of them is willing to feel it. When you become willing to feel your emotions, no matter what those emotions are, I mean, even the worst of them, then there's no resistance to the emotions and they don't hurt you as badly. I mean, imagine a reality where you are capable of feeling anything. Isn't that almost liberating? I think it's liberating. And that liberates other people too. I mean,